If there have been people telling you to give up your ambitions, give up your ideas, your dreams of fortune, fame, achievement, because these are not godly things. If there are people telling you things just like this is the right video to be on, because in this video, I want to debunk the concept that godliness and poverty go hand in hand. They don't. It's very important you hear this message because, like many people, I've also once backslided because I felt that was not a concept that I could accept. And by the way, welcome to my channel Inspire at Random. Unlike other online creators, I don't actually do special research on what topics to make videos about. I just go with where my inspiration leads. I want to keep producing videos that reflect my true intentions and not simply what people want to watch. So if you want to support me making these videos about the most far-ranging random topics, do like, share, and comment beneath this video so that the algorithm can help this to reach more people. In actual fact, God wants you to be wealthy. God wants you to succeed. In Deuteronomy chapter 8 verse 18, it says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant, which He swore to your ancestors as it is today." And in Proverbs chapter 10 verse 22, it says, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich." And now listen to these next words, "and He adds no sorrow with it." I want to emphasize on this point because there are many preachers through the years, and do not forget that churches are simply a human construct. They do not truly reflect Jesus's wishes. Even though you could be attending a church, not necessarily you are hearing God's teaching. You are hearing sometimes teachings of man. What I'm saying here is I also want to help some of you feel a bit more at ease if you are just like me, where we believe in God, we believe that Jesus existed, we believe in the Bible and its parables. However, we do not feel comfortable going to church because the vibe there may not be one that we find is one that we resonate with. I want to point out to you a very commonly misinterpreted verse in the Bible, and this is 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. "For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil." I want you to take special notice that it says the love of money. Alright, I've mentioned this in my other videos as well, where I talked about pendulums. When we want to get ahead in our life, we choose pathways and pendulums that support our goals. Many people in life, they get caught up with the paper chase, the chase for money, and instead, money becomes their pendulum. So instead of their true purpose, they are just simply abandoning that because they think that I need to be rich in order to do this, or being rich is the most important thing and my true ambitions do not really matter. So this is where if you are simply pursuing money, you will be forsaken. In my previous video, I mentioned about leading brands, Apple, Samsung, Tesla, BYD, Nvidia. These are top performing companies in the world. But what truly gives them that is their innovation. Along with innovation, along with the problems that they solve in this world, wealth is but a byproduct. These people pursued in innovation. Wealth came as a reward to that. Thomas Edison was a very passionate inventor. Nikola Tesla, his discovery of frequency transmission, wave transmission, solved major problems, and these were just passions that they pursued to a very great extent. They had to do it. God is within, and to deny the inner voice, to pursue money, that is denying God. In Proverbs 1 verse 11, God talks about the misled people who follow in man's ways and not God's ways will get to a certain doom. If they say, "Come along with us, let's lie in wait for innocent blood, let's ambush some harmless soul, let's swallow them alive like the grave and whole like those who go down the pit. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Cast lots with us, we will all share the loot." Followed by, "My son, do not go along with them, do not set foot on their paths. For their feet rush into evil, they are swift to shed blood. How useless to spread a net where every bird can see it. These men lie in wait for their own blood, they will only ambush themselves. Such are the paths of all who are after ill-gotten gains. It takes away the life of those who get it." So the hellfire and damnation in a context is for those who have chosen to go with worldly ways and not God's way. To go with the worldly ways shows that there is no belief or regard that there is a higher being, and there is no regard that we are actually in God's likeness. We are also God. In my other videos, I mentioned that the world continued to evolve and develop and innovate because of the God element within us. God had implanted various ideas within us, and if we act upon it, the whole world benefits. But why do people plunder and loot and scam and deceive and cheat? All these are actions of scarcity. They're inspired by fears. Wealth is not abundant, and that if they do not deprive someone else of their wealth to forcibly extract other people's goods from them, that they have no other way of making it great in this world. And these are the people that should be punished, but not the ones who follow their heart. Those who follow in the wrong ways, God will not make himself known to them. If they are not repentant, they will have no chance of experiencing God. In Proverbs chapter 1 verse 28, it says, "Then they will call to me, but I will not answer. They will look for me, but will not find me, since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord." They hated knowledge. We all know knowledge is power. We all know the importance of gaining knowledge, because knowledge increases our capacity to perform, to lead, to nurture, even to exist. But the ignorance of knowledge, the deliberateness to cast away the importance to learn and improve, how should that be deserving of any reward? Verse 32, "For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease." Be at ease, to be provided for, without fear of harm. If you're constantly acting in the right ways, if you're constantly following your inspiration, listening for God's communications and hints towards you, it's just like when you have these flashes of inspiration, these random ideas. I think I should do this. This might be a stretch of my current self, but if I gain a certain vision and I act upon it, only good things await. And God works in very special ways. Sometimes you get these flashes. Comment below if you do. Flashes of inspiration, flashes of yourself in the future, maybe in a fitter version of yourself, a more successful version of yourself. You see yourself doing certain activities that probably you're not doing right now, but these are an implantation from God into your mind. Or should I say, well, God put it into your imagination, not into someone else's imagination, because this is meant for you to see. This is your reality for you to realize. And if you do this, you will be well. I talk about inspired actions a lot in my other videos. As well, I had this video about a 5-minute wake-up routine. In the last step of this 5-minute routine, it is to write out what are some of the inspired actions after doing a visualization of your day, and to look at the inspired actions that you come up with. Find the one that is of most challenge to you. They will expand your capacity and do it. And the more your container for success in this life will expand. In Romans 1, verse 17, all right, righteousness. "For in the gospel, the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith, from first to last, just as it is written, the righteous will live by faith." Have faith that these flashes, these ideas, inspirations, these messages that you're getting, even as you're working on this project, this goal that you've been inspired to do, and you may not see the success as imminent. It has probably been an arduous, tiring journey, but live by faith anyway, because if you follow your inspirations, you cannot be wrong. In your life, you're definitely gonna come across, or maybe you already encountered some people who disregard God, disregard the teachings of the Bible, and they may encourage others to do the same. But then again, their experience is not your reality. Romans 1 verse 21, "For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of immortal God for images made to look like a mortal human being and birds and animals and reptiles." I don't want to explain that last verse too vividly. I leave it to you to draw your conclusions. This is broadly talking about idolatry. Idolatry is not necessarily about pagan worship, but idolatry is in excess weight given to the works of other men, where they believe in the truth of mankind and not of God. Money can be a means of exchange. Money can be a means of reward. But money in itself is not a God. And the people who hold lots of money, neither are they gods as well. and they should never be regarded as them. And the worst people that anyone can idolize are those with ill-gotten gains. Through the years, for as long as mass media has been around, we've seen so many celebrity suicides in their last surviving years. Just have a think about how many celebrities have given their lives to drugs and other vices, and it was in delusion that they have taken their own lives. In fact, I'm also guilty of living like a degenerate. Some years ago, I thought I had already achieved everything there was to achieve. There was nothing else that would excite me. There was nothing else to look forward to. I was too distracted with enjoyment, and I failed to look within and listen to my inner voice. The same inner voice that gave me all these various ideas to even build up my achievements in the very first place. I could have tuned back in to listen for more, but I did not. And during those times, life was so meaningless. My sleep quality was bad. My health was bad. But God was still kind enough to organize for a free health check where I realized for the first time in my life, I had high blood pressure and cholesterol. That was one of many wake-up calls that I received. We can choose to follow God's ways, and God has abundant plans for every single one of us. And this is true because, like I previously said, God put specific flashes and images and videos of yourself that may be so different from your current circumstances. And these are but foreshadowings. These are but previews of all the good things that are to happen for you if you just follow upon these leads. Take knowledge and work towards these visions. Embark upon your hero's journey. The hero's journey, like in movies. I mean, that's why we love watching movies, because we see how the main characters develop their skills, become a better version of themselves that is worthy of solving the problem in that movie story, of achieving and gaining a huge reward, inspiring a lot of people, and bringing love and a higher quality of life to all the good people around them. In the life that we go through, we are presented with multiple ways of living our life. Every lifeline that we choose puts us at a duality of outcomes. In this very moment, there could be a parallel universe that another version of ourselves is living a life based on the outcome of the different choice that we did not take. While there can be many options to every decision that comes to us, because God is inspiration, it really boils down to what is of God and what is not. As people continue to choose not, nothing good will come off of it. Romans 1 verse 28. Furthermore, just as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, so God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done. They have become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, malice. They are gossips, slanderers, God-haters, insolent, arrogant, and boastful. They invent ways of doing evil. They disobey their parents. They have no understanding, no fidelity, no love, no mercy. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these things, but also approve of those who practice them. You could be that where the outcome is more or less defined, or you could be one with the God within and co-create your best life. For another great video, watch this one over here.